let's run through some of the coolest co-op games coming up. Different genres, different vibes, but all of them designed to play with your squad. Here are 10 upcoming co-op titles you should definitely keep an eye on. This is Rules of Engagement, a tactical extraction shooter that blends horror, strategy, and squad-based coordination inside a dimension called the Gray State. It drops you into an unstable world filled with mutated creatures, alien anomalies, and rival squads hunting for the same loot. You play as a strider, diving into missions where every run feels unpredictable, sometimes quiet, sometimes pure chaos. The whole loop is built around scanning the zone, tracking threats, grabbing what you can, and choosing the right moment to extract before the entire map turns hostile. The co-op is where it really clicks. You roll in as a 3-player squad, each taking a role that actually matters. The sledge holding frontline angles with the shield, the pyro flushing out enemies with fire and gas, and the phantom slipping behind targets for quick takedowns. Creatures react to sound and light, rival teams track your movement, and the Gray State shifts mid-mission, forcing constant communication. Every tool, drones, scanners, breaching beams, pushes your team to coordinate or get erased. Rules of Engagement is targeting a 2026 release on PC. This is Horizon Steel Frontiers, an open-world co-op MMO where you team up to hunt massive machines across a harsh region called the Deadlands. It takes the core energy of the Horizon universe and expands it into a shared world filled with towns, guild hubs, machine territories, and dangerous biomes inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. You play as a custom hunter, exploring wide-open zones, climbing machine parts, setting traps, and grabbing heavy weapons ripped straight off damaged machines. The co-op is built around coordinated hunts. Small squads take on huge machines using different roles. One player drawing aggro, another setting tripwires, another climbing the beast to break components. Raids push the teamwork even further, forcing you to manage weak points, environmental hazards, and machine patterns. The game leans heavily into Monster Hunter-style teamwork, and every encounter feels like a cinematic fight where communication actually matters. Horizon Steel Frontiers is targeting a late 2026 release on PC and mobile.
Once you're inside, apprehend and pursue all suspects. The system requires you monitor all fellow officers for deviation. It is your sworn duty to report any agitation, any disobedience, any emotion. The system is always watching.
Everyone does.
Fresh meat. Welcome to the grinder. You think you're brave? Law-abiding citizens, we have guests. 10 floors up for the first slug to bring me to head. If you want to live through the night, stay the fuck out of our way.
This is DEFECT, a cyberpunk shooter where you and your squad move through a collapsing city ruled by an AI system that sees every human as a problem to be fixed. The world feels tense the moment you step in. Neon lights flicker over empty streets, drones sweep the alleys, and half the city looks like it's been patched together by machines that stopped caring a long time ago. You take missions for different factions, cops, ex-cops, street gangs, pushing deeper into districts where the system controls everything from surveillance to the weather. Most missions shift halfway through, so nothing ever goes the way you planned. Co-op makes the fights cleaner and more chaotic at the same time. You and your squad move through buildings, hacking doors, shutting down sensors, and taking angles while the AI adapts to every gunshot you make. Some objectives need one player drawing attention while the others sneak through, and bigger encounters turn into full firefights where the skyline lights up with muzzle flash and drones swarming overhead. It's tactical, messy, and built for teams that actually stay connected. DEFECT is currently in development for PC. This is Nightholme, a horror extraction game where you and two allies move through a ruined city crawling with corruption, hunting a creature that feels like it's always a few steps ahead of you. The city is dark and broken. Streets twist into dead ends, buildings lean under their own weight, and pockets of corruption spread across the ground like something alive. You track sounds, follow strange trails, and move through foggy alleyways trying to piece together where the gloom fiend is hiding. Some areas feel empty, others explode into chaos, and the world keeps shifting just enough to make every run uneasy. Co-op carries the tension. Your squad searches houses, marks clues, and chooses when to push deeper or pull away before the corruption overwhelms the zone. Rival hunters drift through the map too, sometimes watching, sometimes attacking when you're already in trouble. And there's the risk of channeling the corruption yourself, turning into something powerful but unstable. It creates these moments where teamwork isn't optional, because the city punishes anyone who tries to act alone. Nightholme is targeting a 2026 release on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
I remember the wind, strong wind. What the hell happened here?
We got company!
This is Project Spectrum, a tactical horror shooter where you and your squad enter unstable ember zones that twist reality and turn every mission into something unpredictable. Inside the zone, nothing stays normal for long. Hallways bend, shadows move in ways they shouldn't, and whole rooms shift when the ember pulses through them. You push deeper looking for intel, clearing pockets of corruption, and trying to understand what exactly the ember is doing to the world. Some runs stay quiet, others collapse in seconds when the zone starts acting like it wants you out. Co-op keeps you steady. You move as a unit, scanning corners, dropping gadgets, and calling out threats before the zone warps them into something worse. Rival squads drift through the same space, sometimes crossing paths at the worst possible moments. And there's always the fear of an executioner, a player-turned monster, hunting the zone like a predator. It's the kind of game where sticking together feels less like strategy and more like instinct. Project Spectrum is expected to launch in 2026 for PC. This is Reanimal, a dark co-op adventure where you play as a brother and sister trying to escape a corrupted island filled with creatures and memories they've spent years running from. The game moves through tight forests, abandoned houses, and twisted underground passages, all shot with that cinematic, controlled camera Tarsier is known for. The world feels heavy and uncomfortable, and every area hides puzzles, traps, and creatures that react to sound and movement. It's a slow, tense journey where atmosphere does most of the storytelling. Co-op makes it hit harder. Both players work together to solve puzzles, guide each other through blind spots, and deal with enemies that force you to split up or reunite under pressure. Some moments are built around trust, one player distracting danger while the other pushes through. It's simple on the surface, but the whole experience is designed to feel shared, not just two players running the same level. Reanimal is expected to release in early 2026 on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2.
Nice work with Grimjaw. Now we break into Bowman. Place the final device on the tank. Getting the scan to complete the link-up.
This is Den of Wolves, a futuristic co-op heist shooter set in Midway City, a corporate-controlled metropolis built for high-risk cybercrime. The game drops you into a world where mega companies fight underground wars, and you're the crew hired to pull off their dirty work. Heists range from classic break-ins to full-scale sabotage, digital espionage, and even brain dives where you infiltrate virtual environments inside a target's mind. Every mission mixes stealth, gadgets, hacking, and loud escapes through neon streets and high-security towers. Co-op is the heart of the game. You run jobs as a tight squad, planning your approach, syncing roles, and reacting when things fall apart. One player handles hacking while another holds angles, and someone else sets up gadgets to control enemy routes. Midway City's AI security system adapts mid-mission, so the squad has to constantly communicate, improvise, and decide whether to stay stealthy or go full chaos. Den of Wolves is currently in development for PC, with more platforms to be announced.
Life begins.
This is Subnautica 2, a full co-op survival game where you and your squad dive into a new alien ocean filled with strange biomes, hidden caves, and creatures that don't always want you there. It drops you onto a completely new planet, so everything feels unfamiliar again. Different weather patterns, new wildlife behavior, and zones that shift between calm and dangerous without warning. You explore reefs, deep trenches, and flooded wrecks while piecing together a story about what happened to this world. Base building, crafting, and exploration all feel bigger this time, and the scale of the ocean pushes you deeper than the older games ever did. Co-op is built into everything. Up to 4 players share oxygen management, resource runs, and base upgrades, so you're always covering each other while exploring dark caves or repairing a damaged sub. Some tasks need one player holding lights while another scavenges, and bigger creatures force your squad to coordinate tools, escapes, and distractions. Subnautica 2 is targeting a 2026 release on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Death hath cast its shadow o'er this land. All hope seemeth lost, yet still thou dost fight. Why? What seekest thou in the dark? A touch of warmth? A gold coin or two? No. Deep within these folds of flesh, you and I both know. Death has judged us rightly, for we are but beasts, unworthy of salvation.
This is Hunger, a brutal extraction game set in a plague-soaked version of Napoleonic Europe, where every run feels like walking into a place that wants you dead. The world is cold and miserable. Streets are empty except for bodies, ruined camps, and soldiers who've lost their minds. You push through foggy forests and broken villages looking for medicine, food, or anything worth carrying out. Most of the time you move slow, listening for footsteps or the growl of something hiding in the dark. When the game goes quiet, it actually feels worse. The co-op keeps you alive. You stick close to your squad, covering corners, checking houses, and choosing when to fight or when to disappear into the mist. Some enemies hit hard enough that one of you has to draw them away while the others finish the objective. And the whole time, rival survivors roam the map looking to take your loot the second you slip up. Staying together isn't strategy, it's survival. Hunger is coming to PC with early access planned soon. This is Hela, a quiet co-op adventure where you play as a tiny mouse exploring a magical Scandinavian world to help a witch who's fallen sick. The world feels peaceful but mysterious. You move through mossy forests, frozen lakes, and little mountain paths built for creatures your size. Every area has puzzles tucked into the environment, shifting stones, hidden runes, strange plants that react when you touch them. Nothing feels rushed. It's more like wandering through a storybook where every corner shows you something new. Co-op makes the journey warmer. You explore with a friend, helping each other reach high ledges, solve environmental puzzles, or gather ingredients the witch needs. Some moments have you splitting up to open paths, while others push you to stick close as the world gets darker and the magic feels unstable. It's simple, gentle, and built around sharing the adventure rather than fighting through it. Hela is planned for a 2026 release on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. That's the list. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.